In the front, you can see that we've got projects going on all the time. We live in the country. This is really one of my first loves. I have lots of indoor plants, but we do a lot of outside stuff. So I kind of wanted to show you some of my projects that I'm doing right now. Eventually what I want to do with this here. So we just got this fountain. It's kind of funny. My son said that looks like a tombstone. But we just got this fountain from Lowe's. It was like 200 bucks. I like it right there. We were thinking about having it right over there. But it just didn't look right. What I'm going to plan on doing here is we might end up putting like a wood border, just a little bit, and then raising up some of, putting dirt in it and then raising it up just a little bit. This is Dusty Miller, and this is great because this is usually what people would consider an annual. However, this has been coming back every year. It's got protection, obviously, with the siding and where it is in our land, basically, or in correlation to our house. And then I've got, this is like a guacamole hosta, which hostas, obviously, they're very prone to, even though they're very hardy, they're very prone to being burned. There's a coral bell. I did cut off recently all of the flowers that has to kind of help it focus on the plant itself, on the leaves. I am going to end up chopping off the top stuff, but for right now I'm letting it kind of protect because it does get sun, so I'm letting it get protected by those top leaves. Here is Creeping Jenny, which this stuff comes back every year, and this is also another one that is supposed to be just like an annual. We have these great little lights right here, which are they are solar lights, and they're really cute. And then we also have this stuff here. We just got it from Walmart. It blinks if you want it to blink. It's just pretty cool. It's solar, and it's just kind of nice to walk out, and I forget about that sometimes. So this is going to have to be all redone. We've got daylilies in there, which are great. They're pretty, but they only bloom once a year. So usually I'll put like annuals in here, hence that coming back last year. This one keeps on popping up. I forgot the name of this. It's called like globe flower or something like that. But this keeps popping up, and even though it's an annual as well. Last year I had it pop up over there, sometimes over there. So, but it originally had popped up in this area here. So this is something that I'm going to be doing other things. I like lots of annuals here with that. And then on the door, eventually we'll end up adding on to that side of the house. But on the door, we just painted that, and I've got some flowers, got to get rid of that there. I've got a willow. It's a dappled willow is what it's called. I've got some hostas. Once again, when they're in the sun, they can get very burned very easily. We got some free rocks actually off of another place. If you look on the marketplace, you'll find it often. We did a lot of work to get these though, but that's what we're gonna have them there. We have it in other places as well. We're gonna get that spray that basically holds it down, and then the arborvitaes. These I got off of Etsy. They were really small and they've grown quite well. The first year, whenever you're planting stuff in, it's really when you have to be very careful. You have to make sure you're watering, checking it often. That's when it's the most vulnerable. And these have the tendency to get, oh gosh, my brain is not thinking because I just got up a little bit ago. Bagworms, there we go. Yeah, bagworms. They have a tendency to get bagworms. You want to take them off. These have been okay, but if you see one, often it starts at the base, and you want to make sure to take that and then pick them all off. There's also spray that you can get for that as well. So just make sure that you're looking for that. And if you ever see any issues, you want to get that taken care of right away because it will kill it. So we also have, I got a weed there, but we also have, I had rubber mulch underneath there. I did not like that, and I heard it was very bad, so I got rid of that. We have these, I'm continuing these. I want to get these even. We got some more of those. So I'm going to end up kind of digging that up so it's flush with the other ones, and then continuing along right there. You see my little turtle there. I like getting, rocks are great. I love decorating with rocks. So when the arborvitaes get bigger, they will hopefully give some protection to the hostas, because that was one thing. Even though hostas are really great and easy, I was thinking about also making some kind of like almost not gazebo, but like not a trellis. Why can't I think of anything today? I can't even think of the word. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Like almost like a
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it's so bad. I'm tired. I'm really, really tired today. So, but I was thinking about doing something basically to kind of give some kind of covering, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. But
Pergola.
pergola, yeah. I was thinking about doing like a skinny pergola walkway, with like which here you can kind of see. This is going to end up being some kind of walkway, whether it's the bricks or a concrete walkway. We've got apple trees right there that we just planted. We're going to make it really just uniform looking. But I want to show you guys just really early on kind of the things that we're doing, because we've already done so much. But believe it or not, there's, it feels like sometimes you do so much and it still just doesn't feel like you do. I've got this hydrangea. It was a hydrangea tree. Now it's rather big hydrangea bush. This one I thought that, I think what I did is I over fertilized it, and then I thought I lost it. You can even see the remnants of like the tree part of it right there. But then it came back with full force like that. And then I've got it, and this is how it originally kind of looked. You see where it's tree. We need to stake that up. But so beautiful. The hydrangea trees, they bloom for such a long period. And so I highly recommend them. But the first year, like this one here, this one was really struggling. I mean, hydrangea, hydra, they need a lot of water. That's why they have hydra in their name. Then we've got the rudbeckia, which is absolutely just a wonderful, great plant to have in your garden, because they're really low maintenance and they come back looking like that. I do try to deadhead them. Yesterday, I got some, if you don't plant anything in July, I understand why, because it definitely is a hot time, but that's when you can get some of your best deals, and 50%, 75% at the local, big box stores and things like that. I like to buy from the nurseries just because I know that they take care of the plants, but it is very expensive a lot of times. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll go to, which a lot of you may do this as well, but I'll go to Lowe's or I'll go to Home Depot and I'll try to find their clearance section. But that's a double knockout rose. It was 50% off. I think it was like 12 bucks or something like that. And we got two of them. This is also where I put the other one there, and it's got pink. You can see the pink. These are really easy to care for. They're just super hardy plants, and I'll keep that nice and uniform. This is a type of cedar. It's like Lindsay bald cypress, not cedar. I'm sorry, bald cypress, and we do need to get a stake to kind of push that back. I've got a Vanderwolf pine back there. This is a snowball bush here. We're going to trim that. But before I do that trimming, it did bloom earlier in the season. I want to see if I can maybe propagate though from those before I cut it. But I'm also treating, when I had it early on, I'm treating for fungus. And you can see here, I don't know if this is called like powdery. I've just treated yesterday, but it had this the first year and I thought I was going to lose it, but then it did really well this year. You can see everything else looks really well, but really good. But yeah, so I'm going to try to see if maybe propagating it will work before I cut that down. But what I was trying to show you guys is kind of some of the projects that we're doing. Like I said, even though it may still seem very chaotic, we've done quite a bit. And so maybe what I'll do is I'll just kind of walk you guys through just the front part. You can kind of see from the side. So when we first got our house, it had no shutters, and I'm gonna have you guys help me pick here. Oh, hello Bailey, and hello Meow. I'm sorry, I didn't see your comments there. But when we first got it's a huge house. But any edible plants, that's what we are doing in the back. Absolutely. Yes, we're doing more, like we have the apple trees that we're going on here. But as far as like, if you talk about the whole plant, we do have, sometimes I try to take there's wild garlic that will pull up, and so we keep it there. And then we do, we're trying to integrate more, like outside we have farm type plants. We have like tomatoes, we have watermelon back there, so we try to give a good balance. And I'm really big about, like, I'm kind of weird because we have 5 acres and we have taro out there, which my husband is Samoan, and I'm really big into plants, and somehow we just figured out, let's start growing taro. So if you know anything about that, that's actually taro in those boxes there. But we're trying to do a lot more of that because I think that's very important. I'm also really big into trying to use more native plants, and also I like the native flower. They're just the wildflowers that are around. I let them kind of have their spot in my their spot in our land. A lot of times I even don't even like mowing because I see the native flowers coming up. We had actually Queen Anne's that were everywhere, and they're so beautiful. What zone we're in? Is it zone 6? I think 6 or 7 or 5. I think we're like zone 6 was Missouri, so pretty sure that's what zone we're in. But yeah, I mean, I definitely have a love for all kinds of plants, and I make sure that wildflowers, I like seeing the bees come to the wildflowers and they have their purpose. So it is really difficult for me to sometimes, like, you can even, let me show you something funny. Sorry, I know I'm all over the place, but I just am excited to show you guys what we've got. But like even here, no, like, so we got to do something here, but even like sometimes, like, it's goofy, but I know this looks terrible, but like sometimes, like, I even have a hard time cutting down stuff. And I think that one, those things right there, I think those are goldenrod, I'm pretty sure. And I've heard that they have a really pretty yellow flowers that come from it. And it's actually very beneficial, I think, to pollinators and things like that. So even this, sometimes I have a hard time cutting it down just because in our country, it's dark here. Oh, where are you from? Or where's your country? I'm sorry that it's dark. That would be hard to probably live, but oh, you're gonna power wash the wood. We try to also get things from the marketplace. I'm gonna have you guys tell me, what do you guys, oh, Pakistan, is it really dark? Thank you, Dream Girl, I appreciate you saying that. Is it dark, like dark, like the sun's not out, or what? Tell me more about that. I'm curious. And then I'm gonna have you guys pick. So, kind of going back to what I was saying about like it didn't really have any charm. That it's a big house inside. It's 4,000 square feet, but you would never guess that from the house. So we've tried to do some things to kind of cute it up and then and give it charm. So we definitely added that in the front, and then we're gonna probably put an add-on later. Right now we're trying to just do a lot of projects in. Oh. Yes, dark here. Oh, well, that's hopefully you do get some sunlight at some point. I don't know is it winter over there right now? I don't know if it's winter or not, but hopefully you do get some plants that are beautiful, because I love plants. I think they really do help. It's hard when it's in wintertime or if it's really dark out and things like that. Thank you. Yeah. And so like, so it had like a dark color there. So I just ended up painting the door, and then I ended up putting like some, you can kind of see there some ferns and things like that. And I've got so much more to do. I might probably do something with the walkway. I'm thinking about stenciling or something cute. And then I want you guys to help me. Eki, my husband, he ended up we decided to put on shutters because I had no shutters, and I had this kind of weird looking, whatever that is. I had him put garden or flower window boxes on there, which, oh, I'm from Missouri. I'm from Missouri in the United States, and we're kind of like a Midwestern. It's kind of humid, and yeah, it's Midwest. It's kind of humid. Sometimes it's getting hotter and hotter every year, but it's sunny we have daylight savings. And then we have like, it will start as we get closer to the fall and winter, we'll start having shorter days, and we won't have as much light as well, which that always is a little sad to me because I do like having it light out. So I'm sorry that you don't have very much light, but hopefully this can be a little bit of light in your day, hopefully. And then, so I want you guys to pick for me. So when we stain, it's the same stain, but we're trying to decide, and I'll kind of move back here, let you guys kind of decide if we should keep the lighter, because the stain for some reason, I think with the wood, it didn't soak it in, or the darker. And so I don't know what you guys think. Let me move back here so you can kind of see the bigger view of everything, and I'll kind of space out so you can't really see. I'll kind of move around. So at first I was kind of like, well, maybe the lighter will be kind of a nice difference between, but then I was like, well, but it's more uniform with the darker. So I don't know. I'm trying to decide, really trying to decide whether to keep the darker that we originally did with the shutters, or to go with accidental lighter shutters. Okay. Thank you, Micah, Eric says darker. Micah says darker. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate. I love when people help me figure out personally dark. Yeah. So that's. What do you think? it'd be easier to do. Yeah, so it's been it's been back and forth for me because I don't know, like sometimes I'm like, okay, the lighter, but I'm like, does the lighter look weird? Maybe it looks a little bit weird. He's I don't know though. I mean I'm so 50-50, and then like one day I'm like, okay, darker just looks more uniform. Then I'm like, okay, but the lighter looks kind of more like the contrast. But yeah, I don't know. I really appreciate you guys giving your opinion about it because that helps me. Yeah, that's what we're kind of debating right now. And then so you see we have the stones. We're doing this walkway here, which we got these off of the marketplace for free. And there's somebody, I think it was like somebody was building a house or something like that. So we're working on that, and that's going to go along there. We have 5 acres, so we'll probably put it around and on that side there. So that's one project. We always have a million. You see that. And then this also, we want this to connect to this area here. It's kind of a small area, but kind of have a walkway through, and then another walkway. And then eventually down the road, which it's kind of nice to have you guys on here because you guys can end up seeing the progress. We'll probably, oh, another person said darker looks better. Okay. I think you guys, yeah, like I appreciate you guys. This really helps. It helps me to decide when I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I'm glad you guys are telling me that what you think, because we'll probably, yeah, they're all saying darker. So yeah, so that might be what we're gonna go with. So I appreciate you guys giving us the idea for that. So what I may end up doing, and I don't know about this, but I may line the driveway with arborvitaes or something like that. The only problem is if a lot of times we'll use our we're obviously in the country here, but we a lot of times will take the Subaru, and if we get mulch, we'll like bring it around. So I don't want anybody to accidentally hit one of the arborvitaes. But I mean, I might do part of it. But this will end up being a walkway here, and then the other part here, we got also some free rocks. It was a lot of labor to get that though. So, but yeah, we got some free rocks. Got to do some weeding a little bit. Yeah, so he did a whole day worth, but it was very nice though. They were very kind people, so, and they to do that. But yeah, so then here, you see that, and this kind of looks funny, but this is actually going to be a walkway too, and we're trying to decide what kind of walkway that we want, and it's going to go all the way straight through there, and then wrap around. So this will look completely different eventually, but we've got to figure out what we're going to put down. I'm still deciding whether I want to just do mulch or whether I want to do, I thought about doing just like big pavers or something like that, like those square pavers. But then I was like, okay, I'll get that cobblestone pathway. That would look really cute down there. So I'm still trying to decide what I'm going to do here. I don't know if you guys have ideas, but I'll probably put a few things there. I don't want to block the boxes, so we'll probably put like a few little things there. But yeah, so this was really something that like we were going to build a deck here, but then and then we even did think about putting like a wood walkway. So that might be another option. You guys can also let us know what you think. Can you show your house from inside? Oh, well, I will, not today, but absolutely I will. I will show you all the different things that we're doing. We're always doing, like Eki just bought not bought, but we got an electric fireplace, and he put that in. He actually, did he built a wall, and so we're always working on projects inside too, to just kind of give it charm, because this house didn't really have much charm. It was pretty bland. There's no, yeah, it didn't really have a whole lot, but it's great for what we want. Our house that we had up in another city was completely different, and it really just was kind of, it was very, very different. So, oh, well, you know what? Let's show them this. Oh, you're trying to show them that?
I think it's charging up because it's nice.
Oh, okay. We have like a little fountain that is a little bird bath fountain. So,
it's charging up.
Yeah.
It's solar. So.
But yeah. So, anyways, but and I'll show you guys another thing too that's kind of interesting. Yeah. So adding charm is really what we're kind of working on. Of course, it looks kind of crazy right now, but that is actually a petrified, and I don't know I feel like it's a Dracaena of some kind, but it's actually real, but it's petrified. So we don't water it, nothing like that. It's preserved, not petrified, but preserved. And I got this years ago at they were closing out and it's closing down. So, and I think it was like a Dracaena, but it's a very interesting, I have one inside too that looks just like an arborvitae, but it's completely preserved. So. But yeah, so then let me show you real quick here. Once again, more mess here. This is the side. You hear the cows over there. But we also got these pavers for free on the marketplace, and then we're rocking that as well. That was more part of the rocks, and then more arborvitaes that I had gotten off of it. Night. We had just got done mulching. I would highly recommend if you need, it's going to be cheaper than what you could ever get in the bags. And then we have just a trailer that we use. That's where we've been putting the rocks there. And then we've got zebra grass, which is really cool. I saw this at Costco, and I was like, oh, we got to get some of that. And so it wasn't at. Was this from Costco? Oh, it's funny. Well, I actually saw it in their landscaping, and I was like, that's really cool. And then one day it popped up on their like little section where they start selling. These were a great deal at Costco as well. I think they were like $30, and they're huge. Oh, look, it's like a little dragonfly or something. It's really pretty. And then we've got more hydrangea bushes. You can tell I love them. I mean, to me, they just bloom for so long. I mean, these have been blooming for how long?
Oh man.
Long time. Yeah. And then we've got to get more mulch. We try to put a lot of times cardboard down. So we're going to put down some kind of cardboard and then put more mulch. And
I actually put down a lot of the weed barrier underneath, but I don't think I was very careful with it.
We try to be careful with using weed barrier, or not weed barrier, but weed spray, because I don't want it to affect we don't want to affect the plants. And so we just keep on piling up the mulch. And the thing about that is every year, not only does it help with water, in addition to that, it helps your plant basically to retain some of that moisture. In addition to that, it's easier to pull the weeds, and it's harder for them to grow. But as you can see here, they still grow. This had all mulch. But let me show you around here real quick. And most of the plants that I get are on sale. I rarely buy plants. I rarely do it because I feel like I'm okay with realizing that, I'm okay with understanding that. So, and so almost all of these, that tree, I think usually these are kind of pretty expensive. That's a type of cedar, I believe. Actually, let's look at what it is. I forgot the name of it. I always get the names. We just planted this one, Blue Atlas. So yeah, it's a type of cedar, which these are kind of expensive. I mean, they can run sometimes $300, and I got it for 50 up in KC. So, and then herbicide blue camera. So someone's saying, talk about herbicide. Yeah, oh yeah, they're very slow growers. And then I've got, of course, the wine and rose Wigelia, which these were super cheap. I think they were like, originally, they were originally $27. I feel like I got them for like $4, but they were kind of looking a little snaggly when I got them. But I was like, you know what though, I'm going to do something with that. So yeah, so this is all we're going to we did get some weed spray, which we use, but then the weeds kind of come back. Here's a Rosy Sharon. Usually I'm kind of a little bit weird about Rosy Sharons. I feel like we had a lot, and we want to get that off of there because that is not a good thing to have that. But this is look at that. Isn't that just so pretty? You are not kidding. They are absolutely costly. I feel like it's one of those things where,
make it.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing is this one, but that's Rosy Sharon's. That's actually, so this was a Rosy Sharon they got on sale. I think, but it popped up a bunch of other ones. So now I've got Rosy Sharon's. That's the thing about Rosy Sharon's. So this is a side we're working on. So you can see we have 1,000 projects all the time, but we love doing it. We're out here almost on a daily basis, but you can see I'm goofy like this. A lot of times I'm like, okay, wildflowers, I know it looks terrible, but yeah. So this will he's got to get some, actually tomorrow he was going to go and get some. So this is going to get mulched up, and then over there we're either going to do a huge fountain maybe, or some kind of art piece there. So like I said, I like Roundup. Okay, yeah, definitely. I think what did we get? I feel like what was it that we used? It didn't work very well. Some kind of weed something, and it did work, but it just didn't do very well. So we'll just keep on adding that up, and we'll probably use some of the weed spray. But we like to we absolutely like to mulch up and keep mulching up. And I know in the beginning it will look kind of weed crazy like that, but the house that we had up in another city that we lived when we lived up in the city, it took a couple of years to, well, actually quite a few years to get to where we wanted, but it's a process. Yeah, we lived there for 13 years, but like it was pretty trim and I mean, you're talking like years. So every time that I go by someone's house and, you know, things don't look perfect as far as landscape, but I'm like, you know what? That's a lot of hard work there. Eventually what I'll end up doing, and right now I'm not worried about that, but I'm gonna like shape these as well, and then make those look really nice. And then, like I said, I'll probably put some kind of art piece. These arborvitae will probably cover that, but you know, I don't know. I'll have to think. Yeah, yeah. So, and then you can see my dorkiness here again. There was a bunch of, it doesn't look like it's weed eated on purpose because there was a bunch of Queen Anne's, which they're really pretty. They're such a pretty, they get really huge. But, and then there's the goldenrod. So I'm kind of goofy. This is, I need it. We got to weed eat it. But I just have a, so, yes, we do. Yeah, we need to do it. Ooh, look at that. Look at that pretty flower right there. See, this is my problem. And then we had a bunch of these.
Never mind, we're not weeding it.
So we need to weed it. It looks terrible. So, but we'll do that. And then we got, oh, I'll show you guys this. So my son just power washed. So we're getting ready. That's got to come off because it's kind of crooked in that one too. But we got these old windows, which were kind of a cool little upcycling project that we're going to do. And then we're going to put flowers in there. But this, I love recycling too. Need enough moisture, then only weed spray works. Okay, okay. Show white flowers. White flowers. Oh, are you talking? You're probably talking about
yeah, probably those.
the yellow.
Look at the bee. Look at the bee.
Yeah. So this is actually, and I have to watch the rose bushes because. Oh, hi, buddy.
Makes me happy.
Hi. Yeah, that makes me really happy. You're so beautiful. Look at. Oh my gosh, so pretty. I love it. And then there's a little one right there. That's the one thing when we came out to the country, we noticed so many more different kinds of plants. I need to deadhead this. It will bloom longer when you deadhead, but whoa, I got a lot of that. Sorry, bee, I'll get out of your way. Sorry, they love, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, he's showing me away. So, and then I've got some azaleas back there. Azaleas, yeah, azaleas.
The red back there?
Yes, there's a little rose back there. Little rose bush. We'll build up. Got some yarrow, salvia. Got a Japanese maple. The one that we had, I wanted to get this one because the one that we actually had, we do. Thank you for asking. We actually have. I'm assuming when you say kitchen garden, you're meaning the like just growing, and it's actually behind. We keep it behind in the inside of our fence, but we have like I have an orange tree, like in fact right there. If you look on the deck, there's two orange trees. I've got a lemon tree up there. I've got we've got watermelon growing. We've got strawberries growing behind the fence. We've got a bunch of tomatoes. Tomatoes are going crazy right now. But yeah, this is the outside kind of is more. I like to keep the stuff that like the food protected because we have so many wild animals and things like that. That it's just sometimes it can get pretty crazy. So we had up in the city, I wanted a Japanese maple, and because when it gets huge, it's just so beautiful, so beautiful. And this one was kind of struggling because it had all kinds of pests, and now it's doing pretty good overall. But I know when that gets big, it will be really pretty. So, but yeah, so we've got to get some mulch. That's the plan. There's a hydrangea back there that was struggling, but now it's doing okay. Here, oh, it's got peaches on it. So speaking of, here is actually, this was a dwarf peach, but you can see that there's peaches on it. Yeah, and we have peach trees back there too, and apple trees. So that's another thing. But yeah, this is kind of one that it was really small. I mean, it was like literally probably about that big, and now any flower creeper. I'm not sure if that's a kind of flower that you mean, but like as far as creeping vines, this is a wisteria, and we're making a little pond here. Oh, and it's got the little thing, the Amazon thing, but we're building it up with rocks and stuff like that. So, and then we've got a bunch of coral bells back there, and iris that's variegated, which I thought was really interesting. This gets beautiful. This is a beautiful rose bush. But this is something we've been working on over a long period of time. And
actually did the pond
Yeah, he did, and we
He's
put
still
the
working on it. We're doing the
yeah.
filter and everything.
But
So.
you can kind of see that, like, it's still a work in progress. So, and then we've got a Jane magnolia, we got a holly bush, we've got another hydrangea over there. So, and then a fire bush, and then I love this wildflower right here. I know it's kind of messy, but and then we've got a type of, I think this is Hortsman cedar or something like that. Can never remember the name of it. We've got some phlox. I don't know what that is, but I got it on sale at Menards. There's a lilac tree back there, and you can see more of the yarrow. This is my goofiness. This is my weirdness that you can see. I didn't want to. I didn't want. This is kind of more what it looked like before I started weeding some of it down. Yeah, peach trees. We actually got some really small peach trees. They're actually, if you look kind of, well, it's probably hard to see. You can see the top of it somewhere over there. There's two of them that we got. But we love. I mean, we love peaches. We love to grow. It's such a satisfying feeling to grow your own food. And I mean, that's our goal. I mean, living out in the country, you can kind of see where we are. We planted sunflower seeds back there. The oak tree here. It's just such a nice thing to look out into. We actually have a neighbor that flies a plane out there, a little plane, which is interesting. So it's kind of neat to see that. They got a little runway. So, but yeah, this is kind of where we got to mulch some more. And, but yeah, I mean, this is obviously that's got to be all, but you can see the bones of it. You can see what we are doing and what we're working on. And we've got so much that we are always doing. But we look at it like this is what we like to do. We don't party. We build. This is our party. So, sometimes we realize that it looks kind of messy and kind of crazy, but then other times we realize, what, this is the process. I like that we have like kind of an in between there where our neighbors drive. It's just them back there, but we like when we kind of mow it down and all that and make it look real manicured. I like them to see that. I also want to do that for them for some reason, because
I didn't even think about that until one day
I
you
do.
commented on it.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I feel like for some reason, the bougainvillea. Actually, if you're talking about there, I do have a bougainvillea all the way back in the back. So that one is. And I don't know why my brain is just blanking on plants. It's not that one right there, rhododendron. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy that my brain is not
I
thinking.
don't know what you're talking about.
I think it's a rhododendron. I just cannot think for some reason. I'm pretty sure it's a rhododendron.
In front of the fake window?
I think so, but my brain is just not thinking right here. So, but those are really easy to take care of too in our zone. And so, thank you. Yeah, I love it. So, oh well, that's very nice of you to say. I appreciate that. Let's see what I'm having a hard time seeing with the sun here. Have you treated peaches seeds? Have Petri seeds seed soda? Very easy to. Oh
Peach
no!
seed soda?
Oh, I have not. That sounds kind of good
I'm
actually.
looking it up.
Yeah, that sounds really good. So, yeah, we'll have to look that up because that I'm sure would be a great thing to try. So I always like trying new things. So, but yeah, so this is the side that we're always working on. I have the summer off. I'm a professor, and so we've been kind of doing a little bit more, but it just feels like the work is sometimes never ending. But Eki does a lot of the work. He does a lot of the heavy work. So, we're always kind of doing stuff, and I try to do what I can, but there's more windows for the side. So, in the city, you can't, I mean, it's like having projects like this. You have to almost get them done a lot quicker because you don't want your yard looking super messy. I mean, you wouldn't want to have a pile of something like that sitting out. But yeah, I mean, we really enjoy doing projects, and sometimes we probably get ourselves into a little bit too many projects. But I definitely think that when it's your home and you're trying to make it cozy and you're trying to make it just give that good vibe that you want to feel, hey, anything that you're doing to make your life, if you're doing the things that you love and it's not feeling like it may feel like a chore, but if you're doing things that you love, that's what's important. And definitely when I come out here and I think about how much work that I've done, even though it may look messy or may look this or that, or may have a pile over there, may have unfinished this or that, I look at this and I think to myself, this makes me so happy, and it makes me realize that, sometimes you're going to get plants that die. It happens. It just happens. But then you're going to get beautiful plants that come back, and maybe they'll only come back for a year, or maybe they'll only bloom for a little bit, and that's okay too. And sometimes you'll have plants that just don't make it. That one back there is actually kind of struggling a little bit. That's I think it's like a Kim lilac bush, but I'm working on it. It's funny that actually used to look almost like how bad that one looks. But I've been trying to work on it, and I've got some juniper rug here that's kind of growing, and I like that kind of filling in and stuff like that. And then this one I almost thought that I lost too. This is a dogwood, and if you guys have, this is actually kind of, I guess, a rare type dogwood. We have a lot of dogwoods. In fact, I feel like dogwoods might be Missouri's tree. I don't know why I feel like that is. I feel like dogwoods are Missouri's state tree. But this is kind of like a weird one, at least that's what the nursery said. I was given this as a gift. Rosy teacup dogwood. And it looks very different when you starts blooming. It's supposed to be like a peach, like a super peachy color. So I'm excited for that to get kind of bigger. That will kind of fill in right there. And then when we do eventually add on, hopefully, we'll probably add on, even though like we have everything we need in the house to kind of balance it out. We'll probably add on, maybe even do kind of like one of these numbers where there's a garage and you can go into it and to park cars. So yeah, and then the bluebird's the bird of Missouri. So I don't know.
Bluebird or blue jay?
I think it's the bluebird. Pretty sure that Missouri's is the bluebird. Let me see here. I'm having a hard time seeing the comments because of the sun, but let me look. Sorry if I can't. I'm kind of everything. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, you remember I used to do those drawings, and I would put the birds of every state and the dog. It was weird. I don't know. When I was a little kid, we didn't even have a phone. We didn't have TVs. We didn't. I mean, we grew up we didn't have a lot, and so. And when I say that, I'm not kidding, and that's okay. We didn't ever feel poor. We just knew we didn't have money, but we always did things when we didn't have a TV for a big part. We always did. Yeah, we always would come up with things. So I used to draw these I would take whatever scrap paper that I'd have, and I would just draw. I would draw like almost like people like from different states, different countries. And then I had encyclopedias. So I would look up in the encyclopedias what we didn't have the internet back then. So I would look up in the encyclopedias like what that state, like either the state or the country, like whatever about it, like that I could, in the United States we have state birds and state trees. So I would like put down whatever the state tree and bird was. It was kind of a weird thing. I almost treated it like a beauty pageant. It was kind of weird. I was a weirdo kid. I read encyclopedias, which was really weird. I don't know. Yeah, I'm definitely a weirdo adult, but yeah, and I still have some of those. But it's just kind of the fun stuff that you do. And here I am still doing kind of landscaping stuff. We got a bunch of stuff over there, so it will never end. The projects will never end as far as landscaping. Sorry, I'm trying to look and see. I grew up, let me look. I'm having a hard time seeing. Let me go over in the shade here a little bit, so I'm having a hard time seeing the comments in the sun. So I'll come around here. I can't see. Everything. Sorry guys, I'm trying to see the.
Face this way.
Okay, I'll face this way so you guys can see, because I'm having a hard time seeing the comments out here in the front. Oh, and then of course we get I'm running away from wasp. I try to grow up different color, how flowering bougainvillea from the roadside. Oh, nice. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, if you have to like at me or something if you do a video on that. I bet you that's absolutely beautiful, because I love bougainvilleas.
Yes, she does.
Very nice place. Thank you. I appreciate that. And then hello, agri farming. Hello. That African plant. Are you talking about the yucca? I wonder if you're talking about
they're talking about these.
No, that's a juga. That's the variegated juga. I wonder if you're talking about. Are you talking about this right here? Maybe. That's I wonder if that's what you're talking about, because I've never been to Africa before, but I would imagine that's because that's very drought hardy. And this is actually done very, very well. So agave is looking at the center of attraction. Agave is looking center of attraction.
Maybe that's.
Yeah. So.
That does look like agave.
Is it?
I think so.
Is that? Well, it's yucca is what we call them, but maybe.
No,
I wonder if agave looks like that.
Similar.
Oh,
Make
interesting.
sure.
Oh, that's very interesting. High picture quality to see the beauty of your. Oh, well, let me see if I can kind of. Yeah, we're still working on it. Sorry, it's not. Maybe I'll do. I'll probably post this as a video, so it might be a little easier to see. But still, that's interesting. Okay.
Agave looks more like agave looks more like dang, aloe.
Aloe, yeah, it's interesting. Well, we have like so I'm not sure where you're from or if you're from another country or in the states, in the United States, but oh yeah, it does look like agave. That's interesting.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? Oh, the United States is so diverse. Like we just came back from Arizona. That's actually where I lived for many years of my life, and the landscaping there's very different. We don't have. There's not. I mean, there's some areas in
It's like the
Arizona.
opposite.
Yeah, there's some areas that you'll have like the pines and things like that, but like there's just not really this kind of thing, and there's not the green. You don't have like all the craziness, but it's got its own beauty, and honestly, I loved, absolutely loved taking pictures of. I appreciate the landscape there too because it's pretty amazing when I see plants, especially whether it's yuccas or all these weird plants that you see in Arizona. It's like, how amazing is it that it could live in that kind of environment where it's drought all the time, there's hardly any rain, it's sun all the time. It's just amazing. It made me really sad when I went through Colorado though, and I saw all the trees that were really just having a hard time, and they said it was from some kind of beetle or something like that, in addition to like changes in the climate and all of that. So a lot of plants are struggling in this Arizona. Yeah, it is. Are you from Arizona, Micah? Called agave. I'm looking. Yeah, the agave. It's crazy how much the agave looks like that. I think Arizona has a lot of agave. So yeah, they are really Phoenix to be. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'm from Buckeyes, actually, which by the way, Buckeye has grown. Like when I was there, this is a long time ago, over 20 years ago. It was just a street basically, and then I was like, what in the world? And I lived in Harquahala, so. Harquahala hasn't changed much. It's still pretty much a little farm everywhere. But we enjoyed going out there and kind of seeing that. So, wow, yeah, it's so hot out there.
Oh, it's stupid hot.
But yeah, well, I'll have to look at that maricots. I'll have to look at the agave. Maybe I'll screenshot that. That's interesting. Yeah, it's always kind of neat to see. It makes me wonder what the relation is between yuccas and agave. What if there's like a difference? So it's called agave. Sorry, I'm having a hard time seeing the comments just because of the. But yeah, so well, it's kind of getting hot. Speaking of hot, it's kind of getting hot now. But I have really enjoyed talking with you guys and showing you guys my garden. I feel like this is something I don't show a lot of people, but I'm wanting to get on here and like people who share their experiences. I really appreciate it. It's really good to talk to you guys and just kind of show you different things. And I'd like to show you the progress as I go along. Thank you. Yeah, landscape talk. And maybe we'll end up showing you projects in the house too eventually as well if you guys want to see that. I know you said that you might want to see that. But thank you for your suggestions. And I want to take you guys along for the journey that I have on all of our landscaping projects. And hopefully we can share this journey with you guys. And same for... Levine, I remember, I'm trying to read, having a hard time reading it, but I might screenshot it so I can read it. I remember when, oh yeah, yep, that's funny, yep. Now it's like, it's crazy how big it's gotten. I mean, I was like, what? It's almost like my husband, he was like, almost didn't believe me. I was like, no, you gotta understand, this was really small. But we lived all the way out there, so drought resistant landscape. Yes, I agree 100%. That's really what we're trying to like make sure that we're trying to do things that are more like these are native to Missouri. We're trying, obviously the knockout roses are just knockout roses, but they are very drought tolerant. But we're trying to do things that are more kind of what you usually typically see in Missouri, like the cone flowers and stuff like that. Still a long ways to go, but I appreciate you guys' suggestions, and definitely, hopefully, I'll see you guys on here later. You guys take care and have a wonderful day.